So you're probably running some sort of paid ads campaign for your gym, whether that be Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Instagram ads. Well, in this video, I want to show you how to maximize your paid ad campaigns by using a funneling system that's built to take a new lead and convert them into a paying member into your gym. And I promise you that 99% of gyms in your area are not doing this, and this will really give you a big advantage in your marketplace. So without wasting any more of your time, let's hop into the Miro board and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the 7-figure fitness funnel, and basically this will allow you to never waste a single opportunity again for any of your paid ad campaigns. And essentially it'll go from turning a complete stranger into a long-term paying member into a really robust funneling process that can be used for any type of lead forms such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and even for regular ads as well. But let's assume for this case, we're using a simple lead form for a free class offer for a studio. And in order to opt in, people will need to enter in their contact details. So I want to walk you through these 4 steps in order to create a sale. And at the end, I also want to show you something that's super important. So make sure you stick around for the end of the video to see what that's all about. So the first step would be, as soon as somebody enters in their contact details and opts into the ad, we would need to conduct what's called lead capture, and this would be for a new opt-in. So essentially, to get the best results from any lead, we need to contact them within 5 minutes of opt-in. And I want to show you different ways of doing this later on in the high level CRM. But basically, you want to have an omnipresence of calling them, voicemailing them, texting them, and emailing them. So from the prospect's perspective, they just entered in their contact information for a free class, and maybe you even linked them to, book their class on their own. But 99% of the time, people will not actually go ahead and book the class on their own because they don't have the trust of you to really, understand what's kind of going on. And also, to be honest, a lot of people just fill in Facebook lead ad forms kind of on autopilot, and they see an ad that they kind of like and they're interested, and then they kind of just forget about it. So you want to prevent that from happening, and you want to contact them within 5 minutes at the most of opting in. Next, after you've contacted them, what you'd want to do is essentially engage them and then book them in for their first class, their first consultation, whatever you sign them up for your offer. And I need to make a note here that, relentless follow-up will really set you apart from every other gym in your area. And a lot of people have the misconception that following up multiple times with prospects and, continuously calling them and texting them, emailing them, voicemailing them can get annoying to them. Well, people actually appreciate the accountability. And we've seen that firsthand with the gyms that we work with, is that, a lot of people have fitness goals, but they're a little bit maybe vulnerable to talk about them. Well, providing that accountability through you calling them and texting them to get them booked in is actually much appreciated. So don't worry at all about opting in. But I am going to make a video soon about exactly what that follow-up system would look like, because it should be pretty in-depth. It shouldn't be just 1 or 2 follow-ups. It should be many, many follow-ups until essentially they ask you to stop following up. Ideally, you would book prospects for the same day or within 2 to 3 days. This will skyrocket show-ups, and again, I want to talk about that in a later video as well. But basically, you'll just keep engagement super high. You want to keep excitement super high, interest. You want to preface the prospect to be in the best frame of mind to start their class. And I have to make a note here too. As the gym owner, you should not be the one making these calls, at least not for very long. You should be hiring some kind of appointment setter in the long term, because this isn't something that you should be doing yourself. And I'm definitely going to make a video about this, because again, I feel like a lot of gyms don't necessarily get this right, and they don't know exactly who to hire and where to look for and how to do it in a more cost-effective manner. So stay tuned for that. But so somebody opts into the campaign, they're captured, they're followed up. Let's say they get booked into their first class. Well, that would lead to a new show up. So now we're one step closer to making a sale, but you're not done yet, right? So first thing is, obviously, do what you do best, show people how amazing your classes are, give them a great consultation, all that. And really important, make sure to meet with the new client, the new prospect before the class starts. And really, you want to plant the seed for long-term member success. So You want to emphasize that the people who stay on for the longest are the ones who see the best results, and the ones who see, pretty much the best results and most accountability and the most benefits from the gym. And again, this isn't a lie. This is completely a real benefit for your gym, right? So after they've showed up, let's say they do a class and they really enjoy it. Well, this is where the real selling starts. And this is where you want to do continued engagement and where you want to upsell the customer. So what you'd want to do is meet with the client after the class consultation or session. And you really want to do what you do best, which in this case is selling your gym as the best solution to their fitness goals. And you want to make sure that you have a very one-on-one, personal conversation with them. Learn more about their goals, how you could position yourself as the best solution to that. Again, I can make a whole, 2-hour long video about this, but to keep this short for now, do your best in selling them. Understand their current situation, understand their desired situation, and position yourself as the bridge to that gap. Now, if you didn't close, don't worry, because the engagement doesn't end there. And this is, again, what's really going to set you apart from other gyms in the area. You need to implement some kind of other SMS email follow-up system to continuously re-engage with clients. Like, again, you have the opportunity here. They've already tried one of your classes. Maybe they even enjoyed one of your classes, but let's say they were running late for work and they had to leave. Well, you don't want to let that opportunity go to waste, right? So you want to continuously follow up with them. I would even recommend getting them in for a second free class or a consultation, because having that interpersonal connection is just super important to them. And there's many creative ways that you can upsell them without, positioning yourself as a way to really solve their problems. So remember, and like I said before, so most gyms let most of their opportunities slip through the cracks, and I want you to be more persistent and just really think differently on how you can re-engage your members, even through other platforms like Facebook Messenger, Instagram. There's so many ways you can be omnipresent nowadays, and you need to be taking advantage of all those and systemizing it. Well, if all of that goes right, well, congratulations, you just made a sale. So let me get rid of this. You just reached the end of the funnel, which means that your EFT increased, which is amazing. That means you really followed this entire system, and basically for every single lead that comes in, you want to follow a similar funnel like this. And most gyms, what they'll do is they'll run an ad and they'll basically just let that run, and nothing will really happen out of it. Or maybe they'll see the leads come in and maybe call them like a day after or 2 days after, and you're really leaving a lot of money on the table if you don't do that. So you absolutely would need a system like this in order to really engage all your members and make the most out of your opportunities. If you're spending your hard-earned money on paid ads, then you want to make sure you're getting the best results from them. So like I said at the beginning, something super duper important that a lot of gym owners do not care about and don't think about too much is no-shows or no sales should go back into the funnel. So let's say that you book somebody for their first class, they were super excited and they got booked in, but they didn't show up. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're able to continuously re-engage them still. So again, you don't want to kind of chalk that up as a missed opportunity, because they could still be interested. Maybe just something came up, like an emergency, you never know. You want to get them back in and funneled into this whole system, starting at the engagement book, then getting them show up, hopefully, for the first time, and then engaging and upselling them to the sale. And you want to do the same thing with people who did the class, they showed up, but you weren't able to upsell them. You want to engage them again, because maybe it just wasn't the right time. Maybe they were in a financial situation that forced them to have to wait a little bit. Well, you always want to be in the prospect's mind, and whether that be even a simple weekly email to them, like a newsletter type of thing, or a text follow-up, a phone call follow-up. There's so many ways to re-engage your prospects, but the whole point of this video that I want to emphasize is that you don't want to let any opportunities go to waste. Every single lead that comes in is a potential new member of your gym. And look, it may be a little bit more work to re-engage them and get them booked in, but it's so worth it in the long term, and you'll have such a thriving practice by implementing these things. So that's essentially the the seven-figure fitness funnel in a visual format. So what I want to do is show you some things on a Go High level, which is the CRM that I use to run some automations on behalf of our clients. So what I would do in high level, the first thing would kind of be taking the visual funnel and creating opportunities. So this will allow you to keep track of every stage of the lead life cycle. So you would basically have a funnel for a new opt-in, someone who's engaged but not opt-in, someone who called but did not answer, maybe someone who contacted and booked and confirmed, a show up, a no-show, and a membership sold. So data tracking is probably the most important part about this, right? You want to track everyone's process from start to finish, and that will allow you to find any missing holes or anything that needs to be fixed within the entire sequence. So let me kind of show you briefly on how I would do this in a workflow sense. So if you saw my previous video, you would see that basically you can create new workflows in high level, which allow you to run a bunch of automations. And to keep this video short, I kind of want to just show you the high level summary and kind of the 80-20, which will really be in the lead capture and the lead follow-up stage. So if you remember, that was kind of those first two stages of the funnel. And then in future videos, I want to show you all three of the other ones as well. So this works for any lead form and also for other ads as well. But in this case, it could work for TikTok, for any form submitted on a website, if you have a trigger link clicked, and also if you have a Facebook lead form submitted. So what you'd want to do in high level is first create a new opportunity. So what I would do is, I showed you in that pipeline, so create a new opt-in opportunity, put the lead value in, which would basically be how much you would essentially upsell them in the future. And then again, this will just help you track all the new opt-ins into one convenient location. Then what you want to do is, I usually do a wait step, so about 5 minutes. So basically what would happen is somebody enters in their contact information into the opt-in form, it waits 5 minutes, and then sends them a voicemail. So this is actually a really, really interesting step. So basically, what you can do with high level is send a ringless voicemail drop, which basically means that you can send a voicemail without having the phone ring on the other side. And it's completely automated, meaning that you can only record it one time, send it out to all of your leads. And what I would recommend doing is something like, hey Dane, just tried reaching you. Thanks so much for opting into our free class, free consultation, whatever. And we'd love to get you booked in for your first class. Something super simple. And again, you only have to record it one time, which is the great part. I would definitely wait again just to kind of keep things natural, and then write a text follow-up. So it's super simple. It would look something like this. So it'd be like, hey, John, just tried calling you, but you weren't reachable. I left a voicemail, so let me know. And then what I would do is I would send a second text follow-up saying something like, have you ever tried, so in this case, it's a bar class, which is like a type of workout. Have you ever tried a bar class? This is just to get them engaged. Either way, what I want you to do is call them, right? You need to call the prospect within, again, 5 minutes to really increase the engagement. And what you'd also want to do is send an internal notification to yourself so that you know exactly who you're calling, what their contact details are, what their phone number is, etc. And then from that point onwards, I'm not going to get into all this, but essentially you'd want to create follow-up systems where you can continuously re-engage with the prospects, because a lot of times people won't pick up on the first call attempt. So you kind of want to have some kind of system where people are continuously being re-engaged. And again, the whole point is to not waste a single opportunity. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you are looking to get more members in the door and help build out systems like this that you can really use to funnel more members, then click the link below. Full disclosure, it's designed to sell you something on our services, but there is also a free guide on how to get between 20 to 90 plus new members in the door in the next 30 days. So again, if you are interested, link below. There's no email opt-in required for that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much. Cheers.